Did you know the benefits of learning fingerstyle guitar are enormous? And I'm not just making this up. I believe that just a little touch of this magical technique can level up your guitar playing in ways you never thought possible. So in this video, I want to share with you 3 different ways you can approach fingerstyle guitar. And that's starting with what I call just buck naked. This is playing with your bare fingers. And playing guitar with just your bare fingers is one of the most satisfying ways to play on guitar. And you can actually unleash a tone from your instrument that no one else can copy. Now you might be saying, what? How, John? What are you talking about? Well, think about it like this. You can grab these Fender picks here on Amazon, and you can have them shipped right to your door. But you know what you can't buy on Amazon, and that is your fingerprint. And that's what you're playing with when you play with your fingers. Let me give you an example. Let's say that I just play a little lick here. Listen to what it sounds like with a pick, right? Now, I'm gonna play that with my fingers. You get a totally different sound as opposed to this. It's more plasticky, you know, with the pick, and your fingerprint becomes an unmistakable tone. And so that is the first approach that I want to talk about. The second approach is using here a thumb pick. And so this is a pick that just goes on your thumb. And this is a great way to play guitar. It's been used by legends like Chet Atkins, Emmanuel, Merle Travis. And using a thumb pick can actually help you you can play simple folk patterns like that, and you'll notice that you're gonna be a little bit quicker. Once you get used to it, there's something about the pick that can kind of grab the strings, where when you play just bare fingers, it's a different sound. But I tend to, have a little less grab, and what that basically equates to is I feel a little slower. Like I can get a little bit more speed, I think, using the thumb pick. You also get a little bit more chick. For example, like the way Chet Atkins would play, like where you get this boom chick kind of sound, like. Like so the boom chick, that part, if I do it, just bare fingers, it's a little warmer sounding, but it has a slightly different tone using the thumb pick. All right, next we have a style which I don't consider fingerstyle myself, but a lot of players do, and this is called hybrid picking. So what I consider fingerstyle is any type of playing where your fingers are free, so when you have a standard flat pick, you have to use 2 fingers to hold it. When you use a thumb pick, you still have a pick, but you can use your other digits. The thing about hybrid picking is it's a limited style because you're down a finger essentially, and you're down a really good finger, an index finger, So, playing this way, you now have these other 3, but what you'll find, like you can play certain easier songs, like I could play, Freight Train like I did with the flat pick. But it sounds a little different. One, the groove is never quite right. Even the best players like Danny Gatton, love Danny Gatton, but just getting that kind of Chet Atkins feel, you can't really do it with the flat pick. However, this style that I'm talking about here, where you use a pick and fingers, that's why they call it hybrid picking, because it's a combination of the standard flat pick and your fingers, is very useful when you you know, you want to grab certain notes, or, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan would be soloing and he'd go, and he would just grab like another string. So it's taking the concept of fingerstyle and just blending it in to using a standard flat pick. And that's a great way to approach it. And you'll notice when you start working on, like if you start playing with bare fingers, then you're just gonna kind of naturally get better at activating those other fingers when you use a flat pick. So those are 3 different ways to play fingerstyle guitar. And if you've struggled to learn this technique, I wanna give you a gift. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fingerstyle jumpstart and get your hands on my free fingerpicking PDF guide. This is gonna show you 5 exercises that are gonna kickstart your fingerpicking hand and help put together, like what I talked about in this lesson, just build it into your playing. And you're gonna find this so useful for playing tons of songs. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fingerstyle jumpstart and grab that now as my gift to you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you might like this one next.